Hi, I'm Jerry, and I want to congratulate you for taking the first step on your path to a better you. Sometimes we feel a little overwhelmed. Whether it is with feelings of sadness or worry or anger, our emotions can feel a little too much at times, and that's okay. Welcome to Empathy.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Empathy. We're so very excited to have you on this team. I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this project and helping us to spread a therapeutic experience to those that might not otherwise be able to get it. While we do not see this as a replacement for therapy, we definitely see it as a companion to, an add-on for those that are in therapy. It's a great tool for therapists. And also as a way for those that otherwise wouldn't get help to have a little access to some empathy. So thanks for being here. I want to take you through the app real quick, kind of give you an idea of what you are going to experience here. And just kind of show you an idea of really what you're about to see. So when they log onto the app, you'll see here there'll be a small video that plays, which is part of what you just saw. They can skip through that or create an account, and then they can identify which emotions they want to work on. One of the things that makes this app unique is that we've siloed the emotions. All the courses are in an emotional silo, so they're tagged. So if a course is tagged as anger and sadness, it'll appear in both of those silos. And that's how the user will experience them. So it's great. Once they log in, there's a brief disclaimer, and then they go into the actual session. You'll see right here. And then they will, they can go through that. They can create an account. And then, of course, this is what their homepage will look like once they're in. You can kind of see how they're working on happiness. Session 3, session sadness, anger, worry, as they kind of progress through the courses that they're looking to work on. And you'll also see the ability to navigate via emotions right here. You kind of see they can just sort of think about how they're feeling and jump over to that side. It's pretty simple, pretty intuitive for them to explore and enjoy. And then we have the emotional series here. This is kind of where your course will live. It's a really easy place for them to jump through. They can go in order, in a linear order, meaning session 1, session 2, session 3, or they can jump around if they'd like. They can also go back and forth during the actual session, as you'll kind of see here in the playback. Once they press the play button, you'll see this kind of line here go across the screen, and they can move that back and forth. So they can go back through the session, listen a little bit more if they didn't quite understand something, or skip ahead if maybe this is not the topic that they want to spend time on. So it's a great experience for them to enjoy all of that. After each session, this beautiful card pops up and it validates what they're experiencing and gives them those micro tasks that you've written for them. And then it invites them into the journal and to set a session, a reminder for their next session with themselves. So it's a pretty exciting process, very easy to navigate. And now we will look over into how to do the sessions. So in the template over here, you'll kind of see you got the session title. So we definitely want you to title the session for us. What do you want to call it? Anything you'd like. You'll see that title kind of reflected over here, as well as a brief description and your bio. And we'll have a link here that they'll go to that they can also discover. The user can discover more about you if you have a book or any type of product you'd like to add. And that'll also can refer to your website or anything else you'd like it to do. We're happy to add in there for you. So once you have that title sorted out, we want a brief intro. Just think about a really simple intro. Today we're going to discuss blank. It doesn't have to be really detailed. It can be a simple intro, and you'll want to do that for every session. And then once you got the intro out there, we want to do some quick meditative exercises. These are three very short questions that are designed to meditate on, designed to provoke us to meditate. So think about a meditative question as a sort of how, a little bit more than how are you feeling today, but something like take a moment and consider how you're feeling today, or where do you feel anger present in your body right now? Those types of things. And you can use some imaginary imaging. You can say, imagine that you are being held down by an anchor or something like that. However you'd like, it's up to you. But they want to be 3 short questions. They're going to have pauses in between them, so that they're going to want to sit in them and enjoy them for a little bit. It's not designed for run-on questions. Don't ask a bunch of questions in one. Ask one short, simple question. And then we just want 3 of those. And that's it. Then we move on to psychoeducation. And the psychoeducational piece is pretty simple. It's straightforward. This is where you shine as an expert. This is where we're just asking for your knowledge. This is not a professional journal. This is not going to be published in New York Magazine or anything like that. You don't need to have any type of research. You're welcome to add research if you'd like. You're welcome to say some studies show, studies have showed, many studies show, whatever. And if you have some information that you want us to include, we can definitely include that in the series description and in those pages. But you don't need to really go into a lot of detail into that. You can if you want to. You can also go into a little bit of detail about how a exercise works, or a thought process might work, or something that you might want to have the client do while they're going through the story, or in part of the questions, the meditative questions. Right? But it's designed to be short, to the point, and descriptive. We're kind of just telling them what's going on, explaining some thoughts and theories for them. Then we get to the meat of it, the meditative story. This is the big part. The meditative story is designed to express what we're going through in a story form, right? So the meditative questions set the stage. They get us thinking about it. The psychoeducational experience informs what's happening, and the story drives it home through a connective experience. This is where the user is immersed in the story that you're telling. Now, if that's a little intimidating, that's okay. You don't have to worry so much about that mechanism. We have a professional editor, a narrative expert, that's going to edit that for you and turn it into what we need. So really all we're looking for you is a few things. Simply your experience with your clients, your experience about the topic. It can be a personal approach, or just sort of a thematic experience you've seen as many clients go through the same topic throughout your career. Of course, if you're going to discuss a specific client, we ask that you change any type of identifying information. If you're going to go through a personal experience, you're welcome to write it up in third person. It doesn't need to be a I did this kind of experience. It can say a man did, or a person did, or you can come up with a fake name for yourself. That's all fine. And if you're going to go through a thematic experience, just think about several clients that have all dealt with the same problem and how they overcame it. Now, if you're looking at this as a large story, if it's a big chunk, feel free to break it into a few. Feel free to have it be session 2, 3, and 4. If you have one large story you want to tell, that's okay too. You can go session 1 through 10, and they can all tell a large story, a big story arc. That's okay. Any of those options are fine with us. We just want to make sure that you've thought through them and have decided what you feel is the best way to share that story. After that, we jump into the micro tasks. Very simple. These are reflections of the meditative questions you've asked already in this top part up here. And all you're doing in very, very brief sentences are writing out 3 short micro tasks. These are things that they can do today, tomorrow, and the next day before they schedule the next session with themselves. We want them to do this on a daily basis. We want them to do it every day. It's simple things. Take 5 deep breaths, take 10 deep breaths, go stretch for 10 minutes, go walk outside, find 5 minutes to think about this issue with yourself, write down in your journal how you feel about blank. That's it. Simple stuff. We leave it to you to decide what you feel is best to connect with the story and the psychoeducational piece and those meditative questions. Your first round, we just ask for a few quotes. We love them. We think they're great. We're going to have them in the app every day for the clients to inspire them and encourage them. And we think that'll be a really cool process. So that's how the template works. Pretty simple, straightforward. Once you're done with session 1, just click that next button. You'll send it over to us. We'll take a quick look at it for you, give you any feedback that we feel like is important. and then you're free to go and do session 2 through 10. To be clear, we do not expect you to spend more than really 30 to 45 minutes on this first one. It really shouldn't take you that long. If you're spending more than that much time, you're overworking yourself. We want to rely on what you already know, the things that you already know, the experiences that you've already had. That's why we've invited you to participate, because we know you got some great stuff to share. So after that, really, we're only asking for a few hours of your time. 5 to 7 hours really is all it should take to complete the entire course. And then, of course, all that wonderful information that we talked to you about will be added there in your profile. Right? All right. And that is Empathy. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time here. We really greatly appreciate it, and we appreciate you sharing your empathy with others.